Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Salaki, it's your brother Kasha Kuala.
It's your brother Kalai.
We're from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia, giving all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. We're coming to you today. You can see the title of the lesson is "Do Not Interrupt the Speaker." All right, because when you read Nehemiah, the 8th chapter, it shows you how things are to be set up within a camp. Okay, and you have your speaker and you have your two readers. All right, the two readers are giving the speaker's precepts. Okay, at that very moment, the Spirit of the Lord is channeling right through the speaker, because he's the one saying things. So the Lord is putting the Spirit on him to come out, of course, and by His measure, to say what the Lord wants him to say. So let the speaker flow with it. Okay, get 1 Thessalonians 5. I think it's like 17.
What else?
Quench not the spirit. Is that it?
19.
Yeah, 19. The water.
This is 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Quench not the spirit.
Yeah, simple as that. Don't quench the spirit. Don't be Gatorade. Because what they say Gatorade is the thirst quencher. All right. How you say thirst in Hebrew is tazamah. All right. You don't want to quench the tazamah that's in the akim. Okay. Let them thirst for the learning and the wisdom and the understanding of yahawah, yahawashi. Now, when it comes to the speaker, let him speak. Let him bring out his points. Let him bring out his precepts. Unless he says otherwise. He says, "Do y'all brothers got precepts?" You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers want to elaborate? You know what I'm saying? Then go ahead and step in, or at least make contact with the speaker and ask him if you can say, "Hey, may I say this real quick?" He may tell you, "Hold on, let me bring up these few precepts so I can finish making the point." Or go ahead, bro. Don't just butt in and interrupt or impede, okay, or be an obstacle to the speaker, because the Spirit is directly working through him at that very specific moment. Why? There wouldn't be no other reason why the camp or the sergeant at arms designated him to be the speaker. It's the Spirit how everything is set up. Okay? So you can get 1 Thessalonians 14 and 40 unless you had anything, bro.
Okay. You said First
Corinthians 14 and 40.
Mm-hmm. This is 1 Corinthians 14, verse 40. Mm-hmm. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Let all things be done decently and in order. Now, when the speaker calls for a precept, get it in a timely manner. All right? He tells one brother to get a precept, hold it, and another brother to get a precept and bring that out. Now, the person he told to hold, you shouldn't be bringing your precept out. It's an order thing. So get the word decently in the not the etymology, but in the blue letter. All right, because it said let everything be done decently. All right, because when we think about the word decent, it's in like a good light, you could say, meaning like it's well. All right. Oh, he looks decent. He looks well put together. Okay, that's what this scripture is particularly speaking on. Let everything be done decently and in order. And if you letting the speaker speak, that's being done decent. You know what I'm saying? You got it?
Okay. All right, wait for it. Okay. All right, this is decently in the blue letter.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let that play. Slocky. Look like he says.
Let me
execute.
Let me see. Yeah, come. Bear this one moment, Akim. It looks like S. What's the logic? It's yahawah monos. And it means. Ooh. Where I have to click? Right. Come. It means in a seemly manner, or decently. When you look up the word seemly, It means an accepted notion. All right. What a notion is something that's you could say like a belief in something. Okay. So an accepted belief in something, and then also you can go into the word manner. It's how something is done. That's what the word manner does. So it's an accepted notion of how something is done. All right, is the word decently. So reread that scripture, 1 Corinthians 14 and 40.
This is 1 Corinthians 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
That's right. So in an accepted notion, let all things be done in an accepted notion, or an acceptable way to do something. Is what that's saying. All right. So it says, let all things be done decently and in order. So we can get the word order real quick. Yeah, let's get the word order. And that's taxis. All right. And that means in arranging or arrangement, okay, a fixed succession, observing a fixed time. But the point of the matter is an arrangement, all right? So let everything be done in a seemingly or an adequate or an accepted notion of how things are done, all right? And the arrangement, all right? So when you're doing things in order, especially at camp, you're letting the speaker speak, all right? On top of that, letting, if there's an elder brother around you, shut the fuck up, all right? If he needs to say something, let the brother say something. He's way more seasoned. You can get Sirach, you can drop that. You can get Sirach chapter 32, but you can start at 8. Come on. And then if you have precepts, you can bring them. And then we can close out on Ecclesiasticus 11 and 8. 32 and 8.
32 and 8.
Yeah.
All right, this is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 32, verse 8. Let thy speech be short.
That's right. Let thy speech be short. All right. Especially if you ask the speaker to be like, hey, can I say something real quick? Get it out and shoot it right back to him. Okay. It doesn't need to be in an elongated point or, or anything of that manner. Read your precept. Look at him and he'd be like, yeah, go ahead and break it down. You know what I'm saying? All right. Don't just like I said, impede or interrupt the speaker in the midst of his speech. That's why we're going to hold Sirach 11 and 8. All right. So go ahead.
Comprehending much in few words.
That's right. Comprehending much in few words. So that scripture right there said, let thy speech be short, comprehending much. Comprehend means to understand. Even when you say it in Spanish, comprehende, it means do you understand? All right. So let your speech be short with few words, comprehending much in few words is what it says. Meaning you can say a sentence and hit a heavy point home, okay? And give it right back to the speaker, okay? Because even that heavy point that you made, that speaker can probably flow off of that and be like, that's a good point. I got a precept to that. Because words trigger precepts, okay? So keep reading.
But as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue.
But as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. So don't be ants in your pants, doing a dance in the background because you gotta bring this precept out. No, bro, because the precept you're probably bringing out, every brother pretty sure read or knows about. Or if not, of course they'll get edified. But your precept isn't the end all say all or be all. Okay. Sometimes the Spirit just won't allow you to get your precept out. It is what it is, all right? And I'm speaking to myself in general, okay? The brother can attest to it too for himself, Just even when I'm sitting in class sometimes, I try to raise my hand, all right? Because the teacher's teaching, all right? It's a classroom setting. Raise your hand, and if the teacher calls on you, then you can speak your piece. If not, you can put your hand down and you'll be all right. You can hold it. Maybe your answer or your question will get answered later. But in the time being, just hold your peace. It's the same thing when you're out in the highways and byways with the speaker. Hold your peace unless said otherwise, okay? Let the speaker flow with the Spirit. Like we read in 1 Thessalonians, quench not the Spirit, man. So go ahead.
I'm going to continue on to 9.
Mm-hmm.
If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them.
See, that goes into, you can even kind of link that with Sirach, the 13th chapter, okay, when it talks about the rich and the poor, all right? Pretty much what does a poor man have to do with a rich? But that's in the same sense as in a spiritual sense. I'm not trying to sound super harsh, but to be real, there's certain levels of brothers, you know, every brother's going to be brotherly, but, you know, an elder more than likely will be around an elder. You know what I'm saying? A young officer will be around the officers or the disciples. That's just how it goes. There's nothing wrong with a disciple around an elder. We're all brothers at the end of the day. But when you look at it as in that manner, or in spiritually, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
God. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words.
When the ancient men are in place, use not many words. And that goes back to what I was saying. When the speaker's speaking, hold your peace. And when there's an elder speaking or an apostle speaking, hold your peace. Okay? Use not many words. But keep going real quick.
God. Continue on. You can go down 10. God. Before the thunder goeth lightning.
Nah, you can hold that. It may have been, yeah, do Sirach 34 and 10.
Okay, God.
And 9. Start at 9.
God. This is Sirach 34 and 9. A man that had travailed knoweth many things.
Or a man that had what? Traveled. Meaning
Salaki.
Moved around, you know, or been through certain things. They have a journey in their lives. Okay, men who've been through things. All right. So, an example is the apostles and elders have been through this truth for over 3 decades now. All right. They've traveled. All right, in this thing. So your respective heads of camps and your elders in your camps, they've traveled in this thing. Okay. So go ahead.
Come. Matter of fact, I'll read that over again.
Come.
This is Sirach 34:9. A man that had traveled knoweth many things, and he that had much experience will declare wisdom.
See, because how do you get wisdom? Through your experiences. You had to go through certain things so you can perfect yourself. In order to, the scriptures say in Sirach 17, to offend less. All right. If you're offending less, you're achieving perfection. Therefore, you've traveled and you've gained experience. Therefore, you've gained wisdom. All right. Can you reread that verse from the top?
Come. This is Sirach 34 and 9. A man that had traveled knoweth many things.
He knoweth many things. So don't come in a thing or into the fold thinking you know more than the next, or definitely thinking you know more than the man that's above you, because you don't. All right. And even if you do, he's been dealing with the spirit longer than you have. Fall in line. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
And he that had much experience will declare wisdom.
Will declare wisdom. You can see it coming off his countenance, man. The scripture saying in Sirach 19, I think the last verse, you know a man by his attire and his I think it's his gad abroad or whatnot, meaning the way he walks. All right. So go ahead.
Come. He that had no experience knoweth little.
He that had no experience knoweth little. So us younger brothers, man. The Hebrews, the 5th chapter, talks about he's still on the milk, is unskillful with the word. Okay? The younger brothers need to fall in line. And I'm speaking to myself. When the speaker's speaking, shut the fuck up. Okay? When the elder of your camp or the head of your camp, you know, however your ranking command goes, you know, shut the fuck up. If you're in the midst of an elder, okay, be quiet. All right? Unless said otherwise. I think there was something in Sirach too, is like, unless that was asked twice. But it's all good. Keep going to Sirach 34.
Come. But he that had traveled, but he that had traveled is full of prudence.
Prudence is a synonym to the word wise. Okay. So go ahead.
When I traveled, I saw many things.
You've been through stuff, man. So you know what's right from wrong. You know what to tell a young buck what not to do and what to do. Okay, so go ahead.
and I understand more than I can express.
I can understand more than I can express. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
I was of times in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. The spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them.
That's right. All right. Because the Most High put them through treacherous paths. Okay. Therefore, they fear the Lord and gain that certain particular wisdom the Lord wanted them to gain. You know what I'm saying? You got a precept, brother?
God. This is Ecclesiastes or Sirach 4, verse 17. For at the first with him by crooked ways.
And this is when you read up in that verse, it's speaking about the wisdom. Okay, so go ahead.
God. And bring fear and dread upon him.
That's right. So she'll walk with you in the crooked ways and bring dread and fear upon you. Okay? Which is wisdom. It'll take you through some crooked paths because it's testing your ass, man. All right? Seeing if you're worthy of it. So go ahead.
And torment him with her discipline.
Torment with him with their discipline. This law. All right? Now you have to start keeping it. Now you have to start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now when you get into a camp, you got to fall in order. And if the order is don't interrupt the speaker, don't interrupt the speaker. Fall in the order. Okay, so go ahead.
Until she may trust his soul.
Until she may trust his soul. Okay, when she sees you can do these things, she'll relinquish herself unto you. All right? You can even go to Sirach, the 24th chapter, and start out one. You don't have to, but you can read about it. It talks about how wisdom was there from the beginning, having conversation with the Most High. Who is wisdom? It's yahawashi, man. So yahawashi takes you through these crooked paths to test your ass out. You know what I'm saying? And when he sees you think you're fit and deemed necessary to obtain this certain type of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, he'll give it to you. You know, you can go back to Sirach 4. There's still more, get some more meat off that bone.
Can you finish that up?
What?
In Sirach 4?
Sirach 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
40?
No, 4. What you had?
Oh, kind.
Yeah.
And try him by her laws.
And try him by her laws. All right, so go ahead.
Kind. You want me to continue now? All right, kind. Then will she return the straight way unto him.
Then she'll turn the straight way unto him. Why? Because she brought him through crooked paths first. She had to prove him, test him. Now she's going to bring him back straight. So go ahead.
And comfort him.
And comfort him. That's Second Corinthians, the 1st chapter, and the 5th verse, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Who's that comfort? The Most High. All right. You can go ahead.
And show him her secrets.
And show him her secrets. That's a good precept to Sirach chapter 3, verse 23, because it says, "For more things are shown unto you than men can understand," man. You know, and what's shown unto us? To be decent and to be in order. A particular set of order is what's shown unto us, and that's something that is good to grasp. All right. Therefore, if you fall in order, you are not susceptible to going off. All right, or to be cast down in the congregation, man. All right. So you can get Sirach 11 if you have another precept.
God, I could just. You want me to finish that up, or?
You can finish it up.
Okay, kind. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him.
Meaning turn her back on him. Okay, because she sees he wasn't worthy in the first place, man. You know, is that it on that?
A little more, and this is it. And give him over to his own ruin.
Give him over to his own ruin, man. Meaning give him over to his own mind, because that's what's gonna bring your ultimate demise. That the Lord leads you straight and leads you to yourself in your own mind instead of in the mind of yahawashi, like it says to be in Philippians 2:5. You know, to have this mind like yahawashi Mashiach. You know. But you got it, Sirach 11:8.
Okay, Khan. This is Sirach 11, verse 8.
And this goes with the title of the lesson, man. This is gonna bring it home, okay? Because you are not to interrupt the speaker in the midst of his speech. You know, so go ahead.
Khan. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause.
Answer not before thou hast heard the cause. Get Sirach chapter 18, verse 19, real quick. We're going to stay in the book of Sirach. You know what I'm saying?
This is Sirach 18, verse 19. Learn before thou speak.
Learn before thou speak. So reread Sirach 11 and 8.
Okay. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause.
So learn before you speak. Okay? The scriptures tell you in two different manners, twice, to learn something before you speak or think before you speak. So go back to Sirach 18 and 19. Finish that off.
This is Sirach 18, verse 19. Learn before thou speak and use physics, or ever thou be sick.
That's right. So go back to 11.
Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk.
Neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. You wouldn't, if a bro, even if y'all having a nice fellowship, the word fellowship means an association, okay? Even when y'all having a nice fellowship with the akim, okay, because you're associated with one another, all right, or associates, because you work with each other, okay, in this word, all right, pushing the name of yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi. We all have that like occupation, all right? So if you're fellowshipping with your fellow associates, all right, or your akim, your brothers, would you interrupt a man, whether it be a young or an elder, in the midst of their speech when they're trying to say something? Maybe they had a testimony. Maybe they had a question. Maybe they just wanted to say something to you in the spirit that you needed to hear that night. Are you going to interrupt that man? Or are you going to sit there and let the brother speak? You're going to sit there and let the brother speak and not interrupt him. Because at the end of the day, most of the brothers in these prospective camps are men, according to age of the society, at least 18 or older. So most, in their 20s and 30s, man, they're men, all right? So therefore, what? Let the man speak. You know what I'm saying? Let him speak. He may have something in the spirit that needs to get off his chest, or you just may need to hear. But because you want to interrupt him, you don't get that inkling of the spirit, and then you start going off and catching demons or something. All right? So reread that one more time, rawchaa. Because that's the point of this lesson. You are not to interrupt the speaker in the midst of his speech, especially at camp, man. If the speaker is flowing, shut the fuck up. All right? Unless told otherwise, that, hey, y'all got precepts or y'all got points that y'all want to bring out, then go ahead and do your thing, man. All right? And sometimes, I'll say this, sometimes the speaker needs a little catalyst, or a little, because his engine is and you need to put those spark plugs on and bring out this precept real quick, and that might get him going. Oh yeah, let's get that. You get that precept, whatever. Because like I said, words and precepts trigger other precepts. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Did you have something to say?
Yeah, man. So the thing is, man, don't interrupt the speaker. Let everything be done decently and in order, man. This is Ecclesiastes or Sirach 11:8. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause. Neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk.
So answer not before thou hast heard the cause. Don't be a know-it-all. Don't think you know something when you don't even know the full totality of what's being said or portrayed. Okay? And don't interrupt men in the midst of their speech. Midst meaning the middle. I could be talking right now and someone, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is you doing, bro? I'm in the middle of saying something and you interrupt me. Can I say this real quick? Is it hurting you that bad inside to get whatever you got to say out your mouth? Okay? Fools always have something to say. You know what I'm saying? Always. Or no, fools always gotta say something. Wise men have something to say. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. I think that's it on that. If you had any other precept.
Okay, I got one more.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is Matthew 10, verse 20. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you.
You got it, bro.
So ultimately, if a brother, is in the spirit, a brother is teaching, and you interrupting that brother, you ultimately, you interrupting yahawashi, you know, because the spirit, you know, of yahawashi, you know, is speaking through that brother, you know. So you don't want to interrupt the speaker, man, you know. But with that said, you know, that's all I had on that.
Man, that's a beautiful way to end it, cause that's facts, man.
God.
If you don't wanna be in the decent order and not interrupt the speaker, man. I mean, interrupt the speaker. Then you interrupting the spirit of Yahweh and he will remove you for stuff like that.
That's right.
You know. So, you know, I hope this lesson was edifying. Again, this is Brother Kasha Kwala.
Brother Kalai.
All right, from the GMS Atlanta Church, giving all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, qadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, shalom.
Shalom.